Hey Libra, how are you? Mary Ellen here, coming to you once again from Moonrise Cottage for your June 2020 reading, and we're wrapping in the effects of the moon cycles that we've been in. We're just leading into an eclipse, a full moon lunar eclipse on the 5th of June in Sagittarius, which happens to be in the South Node. We are going to be completing a cycle in a way that's deep and wide and letting go of the things that no longer have value for us. So we're going to dive right into this today. I want to remind everybody the COVID-19 special price readings are still in force. The price is starting to go up. So if you've been hesitating or it hasn't been the right moment, whatever, this is the moment, because the price is just going to keep going up month by month, okay? So it's $35 at this point. It's 30-minute reading. We focus on the oracle cards. During the reading, if you would like to choose to go longer, you certainly can. I'll send you a link and you can finish paying after the reading. Okay, gang? There are a lot of links below about the astrology of the moment, so go check it out. Lots of information, link to my website, etc., etc. So, Libra, look at that. There you are. My guys are saying that's your station now. Of course, it's true. Luminous warriors. We have Gemini in the North Node. So all the air signs now are going to be affected for as long as Gemini is in the North Node. You're going to have a special mission, a special kind of journey linked to that very important turning of energy and the use of the quantum energy of the air element. So what's happening is you're being pulled in. You're being released and you are being pulled in because this is ancient destiny coming forward, ancient prophecy. Look at that. The ancient ones. Wow. It's amazing. Do you see the tractor beam pulling you in? And there's the guides, the sacred accompaniment my guides are talking about. So when we have, they're talking about the construct of the moment. So if you think about it for a minute, we had a Scorpio full moon, and the nodal axis shifted from a water sign to an air sign. At the moment when Cancer left the North Node, the energy was rightly passed into the air element. Cancer's been working very diligently for all of us to forward the mission of love energy here upon the earth. And because its cycle was finished, that energy has literally been transferred into the atmosphere. So my guys want you to think about, they said the import, the deeper notion, the deepest notions of the way to think these things through based on the metaphors that are buried within the facts. So look deeply, because it's your moment, Libra. And now you are helping the quantum strings of energy, the air sign people, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, to answer the call of the ancients. Okay, my guide said the ancient destiny. In order to move love energy forward, because it is now in your realm. It is in the air atmosphere. When water is in the last phase of its transformation cycle, it becomes gas and it rises into the atmosphere. And when that happens, the molecules literally stretch and they release hydrogen. And when there's enough hydrogen in the atmosphere, we get thunderstorms. Rain happens, lightning. That's the moment that we're in, and you're going to feel it, I believe, in your life, because look, in the air element, we have the card of Whale. Libra, this is about the Akashic Records. It's a very sacred card about the things that are stored within your energetic cellular DNA. The reason that you came here, to be here for this particular moment, all the moments that have evolved. But we have, in these moments, okay, my guys want me to hold this up. They want you to see yourself rising up. I don't know if I can do it. We'll do it this way. So we have Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, all in retrograde. At the moment when the nodes shift, and the energy rises into the atmosphere. They go retrograde to finish the job and bring forward the promise, so to speak, of the new structure. And so this way of being is your destiny. It begins on this month. It begins with the full moon, and then we go forward to the next new moon, and wait till you see what's on the table. It's really literally phenomenal. So do yourself a service. Go and look up whale as a totem energy on the internet so that you can understand how deep this message is. Okay. First things first, my guides are saying. Speaking of the new moon, look at that. When we finish the cycle and you go forward to the new moon, something amazing is happening. You see the water element? You are now, my guides just said, in charge. You're in charge of the love element, the water element, factors of Venus, the dark goddess. Venus as a night star instead of a morning star because she is retrograde at the moment. This is what my guides want to speak to you about. This is the theme of the reading. That is the goddess of sovereignty. You see how clear she is? She's a mystical being. She's in a disguise. She looks like the sacred hag. And if you know anything about the stories about the sacred hag, it's always something very mystical that is revealed. Usually it has something to do with a lesson to be learned or something about your own life. So with the air element in control of the love, the water element, it has moved into your realm. This is a story about a goddess who disguised herself, and people came and asked her for access to the water, and she always said yes, but there's a cost. You have to kiss me. So it's a moment when we're going to come, I think, further into balance with the give and take and sharing of love energy because it is going out in the atmosphere now. So to require and request love energy, true presence, vulnerability as strength, in a moment when there's a dire need, which is what was going on in this card, only the people who are able to understand the request as an equal sharing of energy had access to the water, because the folks who couldn't understand what was actually transpiring just said no and ran away. There was one fellow. He said, of course, I'm going to give you a kiss. Thank you for being willing to help me in my hour of need. And with dignity and respect and true gratitude, that woman then revealed herself. My guides always say she was blindingly beautiful. They became betrothed. He rose to be the king, and they were sacred sovereigns together. And it was the feminine that pulled forward the masculine principle. Right? The sun, the principle of the sun. So there's a lot of allegory going on in this reading. Look into the deep. That little noise is text messages coming in. My nephew's getting married tonight, having a Zoom ceremony. So the family is active and sending messages and celebrating. So you're going to hear that. That's going to keep going. All right. So speaking of which, bringing things forward, there's the culmination point. It's in the position in the reading that indicates your energy. Literally, you're finishing a cycle. And you see humanity in a boat, trying to find their destination, souls in a boat. And there you are standing at the helm. The sun is coming up. The people in the boat believe they can't find their destination and all is lost. So we are experiencing these emotions very deeply. It's what 2020 was destined to be. We knew, because Pluto is in Capricorn and we're coming, especially in the United States, to our Pluto return, there's going to be massive disruption, massive destruction. Top-down government is going to undergo a massive shift and change because people are not going to be willing to put up with the status quo. And there is going to be revolution. It's going to come up from the deep, which is where Pluto is. So there's a lot of that going on. And here you are, having taken up the energy from Cancer. Now you're going to help lead us forward. That is the Ten of Swords. So, somewhat easily reflective of the moment of the things that are happening here in the United States right now and the horrific murder that just took place. it's coming straight to the surface. There's going to be no more hiding that kind of thing. And change is going to come now. So understand the depth of your energy and the way in which you can bring the end of a cycle. It's very exciting to me. And it's coming out of the deep, rising up in to your element. The love energy rising. Fabulous. And here's why. Beautiful Libra, look. There's not even much I need to say because the illustration says it all. That is the Queen of Skill. Queen of Wands. Power, passion, the ability to create that which you can dream about. And this is where our collective consciousness is. Do you see the crows or the ravens? It's coming out of the mystical realm. This beautiful desire for something new to come forward out of what our minds can create. And look, so, the full moon is bringing this culmination. My guides have been talking for years about weaving the tapestry and sending me on a mission to plant seeds of energy, love energy, to help people awaken. And here you are in this full moon. And I want to show you how it is on the table. Just, whoops, it's like this. Just so you fully understand. That's your energy. That's your energy in the human realm. You are literally helping bring us to the end of a cycle. And because the cycle of the swords is ending, the battle is done. And, it's easy to make a connection. I guess I'm just going to go for it. There was a murder at the hands of the power structure that is dominant in this place. And there you are, helping to bring balance, helping to bring people to the shore, to find the light, the souls that are here, in order to reconnect with the love energy. That's the Two of Cups. That's what's happening on the eclipse. When it comes to your energy, certainly you may find this to be true in your own life. Something is ending. And there is a new life to the love energy that you hold and that you employ and you experience in your life. Obstacles are being removed. It's a really beautiful message, Libra. I want to thank you. So here's the next card. I mean, my guides they're not fooling around this month. This kind of messages come out for everybody. So look at the other air signs. Take a look at Cancer. Take a look at Capricorn if you want to see deeper into the story of the shift and change of the energy because of the nodal axis shift, all the planets in retrograde, and the full moon eclipse. It's a very mystical time here in this place. Do you see that young man touching death? How is it that your energy helps us take up this mission that we're on? Hang on. I think I'm going to turn off my phone. Whoops, pardon me. Gonna see if I can turn it down. So while we're on this mission, in this way, we're going to go together into the realm of the sacred. That's what that young man did. He stepped in to touch death. It was a sort of a double dare that was going on as a tradition, an annual tradition. And when he stepped in, he saw a tragedy. He foresaw a tragedy. And immediately, he went through to the mystical realm based on this vision that he had. So, as a Libra, I can understand how the things that are going on in this country right now are affecting you. It's like this, right? You're going to take your love energy into the mystical realm and ask for assistance. In your own life, this is Seven of Pentacles, Two of Cups and Seven of Pentacles. How do we make the garden grow? The garden of love energy. What is it that we need to do to bring forward this change so that things can really take root in a new way? So there's something going on in your life. This is what your energy is doing, so to speak. love energy coming out of the dark. That's what we are experiencing because of the way we feel about this tragedy that has just happened, and has happened so many thousands of times over the course of the history of this particular nation and all across the globe, and all the ways we see those things coming forward. It's not just about inequities in the United States. It's the entire planet. It's a moment of shift and change. It's deep. So, Libra, trust yourself, love yourself, understand your energy. We are literally standing at the gateway. That is the gateway to the sacred temple. This new life that's coming forward is going to bring us to this place based on the air element that's holding the love energy, which now is dispersed across the planet on your element. So that's the High Priestess. So we have the Queen of Wands and the High Priestess, the sacred temple, the gateway. She is the guardian of truth and the guardian of the gateway. Your energy is going to pass through in this direction because of your destiny that's coming out in these cards. You're going to see it reflected in your own life. Something is happening with the love element in your life. And there may have been a conflict. There may have been a moment, an ending of a relationship, or factors in a relationship because you were challenged. Or you challenged somebody else and said, hey, you know what? It's got to be an even exchange. If you're not able to show up with valor, you don't have access to me. That's what this is all about. So we see it coming out all across the reading. There we go. Woman of Art. This woman's destiny was to literally turn into a river. You see how activated she is? So when you step through the gateway with your new intention to create something new in your own life, new love perhaps, Two of Cups, perhaps, and you're going to work very diligently to make that garden grow. So it's an odd depiction of the Seven of Pentacles, but that's what's going on. And it's a deeper, wider depiction. My guides are saying it's one of the reasons I use this deck, because it's so deep and mystical. So you're gonna come straight to the temple. You're gonna bring your desire for a new life straight to the temple. And when you step through the gate, it's this way. You're gonna have an audience with the High Priestess, and she's gonna swing wide the gate, and you're gonna walk through. And something very new is coming forward. This is the soul level. This is the bridge card. What do you do with all these things that are unfolding? You bring it to the temple to have an audience with the High Priestess, who sits with the full moon in her crown and the new moon at her feet where the portal is. Literally, we're talking about a sacred portal. And your soul mission in these moments coming through June, it's about becoming activated so that your energy can flow. This woman turned into the River Boyne, along which many, many, many of the sacred sites in Ireland, all the sacred, ancient, mystical sites that arose along this river, meaning her energy created a flow so that the sacred could come forward. That's on the first line, first card, on the soul line of your reading. My guides want to impress upon you the depth of the shift and change that you're involved in and the way your quantum energy is going to be utilized, because it's destiny rising up from the deep. Do you see all the water? All right. Cups, the ocean, Piscean consciousness. It's massive. And why? Because this is ancient prophecy. That is the Queen of Pentacles. Wealth, earthly knowledge, spiritual knowledge and wealth. And what she's doing is literally assisting. She's weaving together the destiny of her sacred lineage. That's how much royal, if you will, assistance you have, right? The goddess of sovereignty, the queen of Wands, the High Priestess standing at the gateway of the temple. You go and have an audience with her, and she lets you in. That's the story that's coming out. It's kind of blowing my mind. So here's what's interesting about this. When you have the completion of the soul journey through this month, you have an opportunity to solidify this within your being and carry it forward. It's an opportunity to solidify this in your personal life, within your own love element, the way you carry it, express it, understand it, wield it, treasure it. My guides are saying, guard it. All right? No more messing around when it comes to love energy. We can't afford it anymore, basically, which is why the air element has the love energy in its command now. You're meant to spread it across the earth. This is a prophecy. It's the Ace of Wands. Remember that baby that the Queen of Skill brought forward? That energy, that new energy inside of you is going to shift and mature, and this is the hand of the universe. There's the shining city that we want. Your energy, there's a prophecy. Ace of Wands. Transformation and sending out the intentions to be able to create the desire that we are all collectively feeling. You're feeling it. I can feel you feeling it. The guides can feel you feeling it. And they're sending out this message to let you know. This is massive transformation. 8 of Pentacles. Mastery. Through a lot of learning, a lot of shift and change. Coming out of the sacred cauldron. Emerging eventually into a very sacred destiny as a profound wisdom holder. That's what the story's about. And actually, it's about a goddess who had a child. And she wanted to instill her children, her lineage, with wisdom. And so she made a sacred brew. Put it in the cauldron. Had to simmer for a year and a day. So this next year of your life is going to be momentous. Like I've been saying it. They keep saying that word, momentous. Shift and change. We know we didn't anticipate the way it would be. And because we have Pluto in Capricorn, and we have Uranus in Taurus, and Chiron in Aries, and all the way, all these things are stacked up. This is why we're seeing what we're seeing. It is our destiny. And we can step up or we can run away. The choice is ours, actually. There is a lot of help from the universe. My guides have been showing me an image of Venus, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn in retrograde. And the image I'm getting is that, they're sort of in this room, like a dingy room somewhere. And the door is locked, nobody can get in, and they're in there having their retrograde party, and what they're doing is they're playing cards and smoking cigars and drinking shots of whiskey, waiting for humanity to decide what it would like when they come out of that room and go forward motion. It's going to be such an amazing year. So when all this shift and change comes forward, the purpose of the shift and change is to come into a very powerful form of wisdom. And from that place, you then manifest your destiny, what you personally want. There's Venus when she goes direct. That is another prophecy. So 2 prophecies, a whole bunch of major arcana cards, and, court cards on the table, a lot of power. A lot of sacred intention, a lot of sacred heart desire. So please do your best to take up the love energy that is being handed to you. You have the baton now, Libra. And you are going to be assisting in your own life, of course, manifesting love energy, the highest order of love energy. That is what you have to work with. As long as there is an air sign in the North Node. So we're going to be, oh my gosh, Sorry about that. It's getting close to wedding time. So I'm going to wrap, but basically that's what's happening. You'll be helping humanity manifest, and it's a time, especially across, like I was saying, across the full moon to the next occurring new moon, you can literally manifest your own dreams. Factors of Venus, love, beauty, abundance, all those things. So let's pick from the bag of runes. See what the guides have to say. One more piece of advice for you before I wrap up. Thank you, Spirit. What can we know, please, for beautiful Libra? There we go. Some people would say this is the rune for the sacred shaman. That's how powerful the energy is and how much it's going to change you when you come forward. I'm going to read to you from the book because I want you to have some more words about this, but this is what's going on. This is your destiny being illuminated. What's going to happen in the next year and a half or something like that. So pay close attention to your own cycle. Let me just grab my glasses and we'll take a look at this. So that's actually the rune for protection, interestingly enough. And certainly you do have a lot of protection from the universe in these days. So this is algaes, protection, sedge grass or rushes, and symbolized by the elk. Control of emotions is at issue here. During times of transition, shifts in life course, and accelerated self-change, it is important not to collapse yourself into your emotions, either the highs or the lows. New opportunities and challenges are typical when you draw this rune. And with them may come many trespasses and unwanted influences. This rune serves as a mirror for the spiritual warrior, one whose battle is always with the self, and the warrior's protection is like the curved horns of the elk or the warning rustle of sedge grasses, because both serve to keep open space around you. Remain mindful that timely right action and correct conduct are your only true protection in these times. If you find yourself feeling pain, observe the pain. Stay with it. Do not try to pull down the veil and escape from life by denying what is happening in your world. You will progress, and knowing that is part of your protection. So, a very beautiful, deep message. Libra, thank you for being here to collect this message, and thank you for all the work that your quantum energy is literally going to be doing as we cross forward over into this new place that we're meant to arrive in through these very challenging days. You will be leading us forward, Libra. Thank you so much for that and for your service. I'll look forward, Goddess willing, to being here with you again in July. And for now, I say good night. I'm heading off to a ceremony. I'm very glad to have the ability to go and share some love and celebrate love on this day. My heart needs it. Thank you, Libra. Drop some messages. Tell me what's going on in your life. I'd love to hear it. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you next month.